So hello everybody, we are going to make this tutorial today. I just made this animation in last couple hours and I am going to repeat this video how I made this. So I use this rig from a artist called CG Trong. I will put a link on description. You can get this link from there. So we will get started with this Kong rig. I quickly made this bat rig, we'll call it bat, so that he can use this bat. In this bat, this is the global controller, and this controller is going to control the whole bat from the handle. And there's another control I made just in case if I need to rotate this bat from this side. So our Kong is going to hold this side of handle. I got this Kong rig from a very great rigger. I found his website on Gumroad. I'm going to leave a link if you guys want to get this rig. I'm going to leave a link in the description. You can go to that website and you can buy this rig. I think this is a free rig, but there are many other nice rigs which are quite cheap. And the name of the guy is Seiji Trong, and I really love his rigs. So let's get started with this animation. First I'm going to quickly make a pose of Kong holding this this bat. I have to, in this animation, I have to make like some poses just to get started with this animation. So I'm quickly going to make a starting pose in which he's holding this bat in his right hand and he's standing. Okay, so I will quickly make this pose. I'm making this animation without any reference. I just want to test my memory, and I want to see how well I can animate without any reference. I'm animating from last 4 to 5 years, but in the beginning I always needed reference, but now sometimes I try to make animations without using any reference. So let's see how well my memory works. I like these creatures, and I think maybe that's why sometimes I like to animate without any reference. So in this Kong rig I'm using as a FK spine, and of course we have to use FK hand as well, because he will be holding this heavy thing, so it'll be better if we make this hand as a FK hand. So I will go here and make this hand as FK. So now it's FK. This hand I'm going to keep as sorry, this is IK. This hand I'm going to keep it as FK, and because he's not going to hold anything with this hand, it will be just a force action. So even feet are also IK. So let's make that first pose. Because as he's ready to hit, so I'm going to keep a arc in his spine. If you guys do gym, you will know that if you want to do a proper workout, you have to keep your spine straight in most of the exercises. So let's assume that this Kong is a very nice bodybuilder and he know how to pick up heavy weights, so he's going to keep his spine straight. So I am going to move a little bit down, and as he's going to hold with this hand. So okay, let's do one thing. Let's give a position to this hand first, and then we will let him hold this heavy thing, this bat. So I'm going to make a good enough pose so for him to hold this bat. So I think this looks like a good pose. I'm not going to detail much in this first pose, because I always keep editing in in later I always keep editing this poses, so I will just make a basic pose, and because I don't want to spend much time on this, so that's why I will be making a basic pose. So I will raise the height of the shoulder a little bit, and okay, okay, sorry. So we one more thing, as we already mixed up the rotation order of this arm. As you can see that if I am only rotating in Z is fine, but if I rotate in X, then all these rotations, we see values on all these rotations. So let's find out what's the rotation order of this arm. So I'm going to keep everything 0, and now I will hold E, and I will press left mouse click, and I'll leave it to gimbal. In gimbal we will be able to see the rotation more perfectly. When I'm rotating this Z rotation, then we don't see any change in this circle, but as soon as I'll rotate any other rotations, we are going to see some changes. So as you can see here, I'm rotating X with X, Y and Z are also rotating. That's because X in the topmost layer of hierarchy, X will control both of these rotations, but this Y will be able to only control only one rotation. As you can see, when I'm rotating Y, we don't see any change in X rotation, but we see changes in Z. So X is parent of Y, and Y is a parent of Z. So I think this is a good way to work, but because the first thing I'm doing with this rig is I am rotating like this. So I would like to keep the first rotation of this. I want to if I'm rotating, this is the first thing I'm rotating, so I will keep Z as the top, Z as parent of both of them. So the hierarchy which I will like is Z, Y and X. Okay, so now I will go here in attribute editor, and I will find the rotation order. So here is rotate order for this controller. I'm going to change it to Z, Y, X. So it works inverse like so. So in where is ZYX? Here is the first one is ZYX. So Z should be in the last, Y should be in middle, and X should be in the front. The last thing is the parent of the hierarchy start from the last letter of this order. So I'm going to use X, Y, Z. In this means now if you are going to rotate Z, Y and X are going to rotate with it, and if I'm going to rotate Y, then X will rotate with it, and X will be our last rotation in the parenting order. So I'm going to go back to channel editor. Now I can make a pose for this hand. I'm sorry I'm going a little bit in detail because I want to make this tutorial good enough. So and now I will make a good pose for this hand. We'll stretch it out a little bit, and okay, so as you can see, we already messed up the rotation order of this hand, but I won't be worrying much about this because there's IK and I have to rotate IK in different directions, so I'm going to keep it as object. We are going now we don't have to worry. I was only worried about this controller, so now I have a rotation order which I will like, so I'm not worried about that hand anymore. So now I will keep it in object mode. How I come to this window, you have to hold E, then left click, and then hold left click, and then go to object. So now we are going to make a okay, let's not worry about this deformation, and I will keep this controller here. I will let him hold a little bit naturally, like the way we hold stuff. So I will keep it a little bit diagonal, like this. In this way we will be able to... Okay, let's do one thing. I'm going to go back. Let's pick up this guy, and now let's try to give this thing to his hand. We are going to parent this guy so that when he will be holding this thing, we will be able to control this guy separately. I will show you. So sorry. So I'm going to put the parent pivot of this controller in, sorry, near the anchor. So now we are controlling this controller from the tip. I don't need to see this guy, so I'm going to hide it. I'm going to put a graph editor at this place when I will start animating. So okay, let's put a plane here under him. So I'll go to polygons and I'll make a basic plane here just to see, so that we can see the ground. And now let's edit his fingers. Okay, let me put it properly first. Okay, so right now we can see intersection between both of them, but I won't be worrying much about that because he will be holding tight, so we can expect some intersections. Okay, I am going to give a different kind of pose in this hand. I rotated that thing so that I can give a little bit diagonal hold. Okay, so now let's deal with this one. The grip will be quite tight because as we are whenever we hold something, we don't keep any distance between our fingers, so I will keep the fingers a little bit tight. I will rotate that thing. Okay, so luckily we have this guy. I think this guy can help us to make the grip a little bit better. Okay, so this is good. So okay, so let's deal with the thumb. You guys can see that this pose already looks really nice, so this will be really helpful. I like to keep the hands as much details as possible because details matters a lot. So I think I'm happy with this pose. I know it's not that much tight, but we could have made it even tighter. Let's try. Like this, and now it's more tight, so okay. Tight. Okay, so I think this is a good pose. Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to parent constraint the main controller with his hand. There was a small problem in this parenting thing, so I fixed it a little bit. I don't know how did I fix it, but I managed to fix it. So now I'm going to let him hold this bat. This pose looks good. Why I'm spending so much time on this pose, because I don't want to keep working on this hand again and again, so I'm going to make a nice pose in the beginning, and then I will not be worrying about this thing anymore. So now okay, we will be moving this hand a little bit down. I want to keep this hammer, you can say bat, whatever, on the ground. Okay. Now it looks like heavy. It looks like it's heavy. Okay, so let's keep a frame range of 200 frames, from 1 to 200. So this is our, we can say, first pose, and my shoulder is too high. Okay, so this is our first pose, and now we'll go to second pose. So I'll key everything here. In the first pose, I'll turn off the everything from here, and then I'll only keep the curves on. So I'll go here, I'll key everything, and so I'll go maybe 15 frames ahead, and then I will make another pose, which will be extension of this pose next. So now we'll let this feet step ahead somewhere here, and we'll move our Kong a little bit ahead, somehow like this. He did a really amazing job in this rig. I really like this rig. I will just move this hand. Man, there's a problem in this guy. Okay, yeah, we just have to turn the parent thing on. That's why I was just afraid for no reason. So reconnection, and I will turn on the parent. Now it will move. Yeah, so this is our second pose here. I will keep I will just translate it forward because I don't want to I can do anything. Move it down, then wait a minute. Okay, so now we will just okay, so this looks like a good enough pose. So I'll key again. I'll select everything and I'll key. So now we got this first movement going on here. Just went like this. We'll do more details later. Of course we have to do more details later. So wait a minute. Okay, let's make one change. I am not happy with this pose, first pose. Okay, I am going to move this feet ahead and this feet back, like this, and I will also make a roll in this feet. Where is roll here? See, as I say, I keep changing pose time to time, so I don't stick much to poses like crazy. So now I will edit this pose. Instead of I'm not going to move this feet at all. I'll keep it as one. So now he's going to move this feet ahead. In this case it will be it won't be turning that side, he will be turning this side. So sorry for making your favorite character look bad. I'm going to I'm going to make it look better. In this case, it won't be coming a head, it will be stretched totally like this. And this hand might go up. Let's see. So now it will be like, so instead of taking this hand down, I will take it up like this. Now in this way it will be, we can see now he's about to pick it up. Now I will make the third pose. I'll again go 15 frames plus, and I will move it ahead like this. I will do a roll on this feet. Maybe a little bit back. So is there any bank? No. It's okay. Also, I will keep it like this. I'll deal with the bank and stuff later. Right now I only want to make this body better. So in this third pose, he's going to turn his body like, he should be turning his body like this, or maybe not. I think he's going to turn his upper body more like this. I'm going to change this head follow through, instead of global, I'm going to keep it as parent of. So this, in this result, in this way, I have to make it again, make edit in this face. I have to break connection. So let's not worry about where he's looking right now, because that's not our concern right now. So in frame 30, we should see more action in this hand. So I will stretch this properly more. Holy shit. It's okay. I know I totally messed up this pose, but we are not going to worry, because I'm going to fix all that later, of course. let's say this is going to be somehow like this. So in this way we have to rotate our hand also like this. I am not worrying about this. I know there will be a weird rotation in this ball you see right now. That is happening because of Euler filter. Let's try to fix that thing. So I will go to I will open graph editor here. I can fix that later also, but let's try right now. As you can see that all rotations are messed up after this point. I'm just going to go here, curves and Euler filter. Now it fixed it. You can see it's better. What Euler filter does is it sometimes there are how can I say is that there are wrong rotations happen. So Euler filter fix it like this. Now there is no rotation like that happening. So we can edit this hand even more. I'm not going to worry about this thing right now because I think Kong can do this thing. I'll try to fix it later. For now I will do whatever I can to make the force in his hands. Okay, so I know he looks totally weird. Okay, so I think he can take even more further, like this. And I think this is the better pose to express that action. I will do more rotations. Okay, so we made this, and now he's going to, you know what's our next pose? When he already hit it here. So I'm going to reach here on 45, maybe 40, but let's make it on 45 right now. I'm not worrying much about timing. I will keep doing whatever I can, and I'll worry about timing later. I will keep doing posing right now, and I will deal with the timing later. So okay, so already 40 minutes. This animation is going to take way more time. So let's keep this rolls 0, and Sometime I forget to key and later I suffer as I'm suffering right now. Okay, so now we made this this pose. Now we are going to make this next pose where this thing is on ground. So I will just rotate it like this and then I will move it. So I have to do a lot of translation in this body to match that pose. The wrong thing in working with IK is because you will mess up the scale of his body. You might end up squeezing or stretching him. You have to always, if you're working with IK, you have to always keep in mind that you are not supposed to stretch the character, only if you need it. We are going to work with body mechanics and everything later. For now, let's just try to make best out of this animation. So I know right now these poses looks very weird. I'm not really concerned about that. Oh man, again I forgot to key. Frame 30, I messed up something. Battery low warning. So I attached the charger. Okay, so we have to fix this 30 frame 30. Okay, so maybe I'll keep his hand a little bit closer to his body. So there is a weird rotation. Let's see if Euler filter work here. So now you can see this this rotation is happening from the down side of this X, but what should happen is from upside. So we can try to fix this thing by inversing this thing there. Let's fix frame 45 first. I'm going to just move it up till I find a good value. Let's say this is good. I'll go to frame 30 and I will keep a good enough pose like this maybe, and then okay, so now we have enough main poses. Now we can deal with timing. Okay, I am going to cut it short for now. We will be needing resting frames later. Like after he will hit, there will be a movement, some kind of adjustment in his body, and also okay, so I think we can slow down the first from 1 to 15. We can make it till 20, and then this thing can be a little bit faster. Oh no, we can slow this down a little bit till 33. The last thing should be faster. So I just quickly moved all keys to 20, 33 and 40. No, I think I need to move this to 43 maybe. Okay, so now I think this timing works better. I will make another pose in the end. So first I'll key in all poses. I'll go to 43 and I'll key everything. Sorry, I think 33 key everything, 20 key everything. I want to, on my main poses, I want everything to be keyed. That's how I work. I don't know, you guys might be having different preference. So I think I just need to rotate this feet a little bit, and maybe his a little bit weight shift. Now I will let him look at that. And I will let this hand also rest. Okay, I think this hand should remain in rest because we didn't work on this hand at all. So I'll delete all the keys just for this controller so that I can make a resting pose to this hand. So I will just use this pre-made controller we have. So I'm sorry, attributes I mean, and I will make everything a quick rest. Okay, so I'm not expecting much here, so I am happy with this pose. So there will be more animation in all part of bodies. So okay, so now we have these 4 main poses. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main poses, and now we are going to work on details. So these are our 5 main poses, and I'm happy with this timing. I know these poses are not perfect here, but I am not really worried about perfection right now in poses, because I will bring that perfection later when I will work on the animation. Right now my main concern is the motion. So okay, so now first thing I'll do, I will work on my feet and torso. I won't be worrying about the top body right now, because I want the dynamics to be perfect on my upper body. So my feet are almost there. I might have to make a couple changes, I think maybe many changes. So I think I will work on this torso first in this controller. So we are going to work on up and downs and side to side shifts here. So as we what we can do here, we can just make a quick tap here. I will go on frame 1 and I will make this toe up, and I will make a tap. It will make us feel that, you know, he just recently landed with this feet, and I'm going to keep this controller a little bit late here. This feet will start from frame 5. So I'll go here at 1, and I will then go here at 5 and make the roll bigger, so that we can see that now he's leaving the ground. Okay, so now we are realizing that we can even move this feet even further, somewhere here. Now there's a better motion in this feet. Maybe I can delay this a little bit more. I wish I can rotate this feet more, but it's okay. I will do the further details later. Right now I will just keep it like this, and then again it will land here. It will land on the front toe. And then 2 frames of tap. Okay, we have a basic feet movement. So now I'll go to this controller, and I will add up and downs first. I only need translate Y because it's up and down. So as he just recently landed on this feet, so he's going to go down first. So maybe in these till frame 6 he will go down, and then he will go up till frame 13, and then he will go maybe till frame 15, maybe 16, I don't know. I think we have to edit that feet even more. We have to move this till he start going up, so maybe we can start this pose with less of the roll, like this. Okay, so now we can see something start happening. Okay, so in the meantime, from 10 to 20, I'm going to move this feet a little bit up. I'll go to translate Y. You might get confused the way I work, because I go up and down. Sometime I'll go jump to this feet, sometime I'll jump to this feet, sometime I'll jump to different places, so try to bear me, please. Okay, so so now I will select this thing, and now I will make these graphs more proper. I will select this, I will move it a little bit back, and okay. So now we have a better timing. Yeah, started walking. I will go to Z, and see the why we see a little bit jitter, because he's starting in ease out way. I want it to start straight. Now there is a problem in this going down. You need to go up maybe till 14 or maybe 16 now. I think this down is not, we can still keep it up. Till here he can come down. And then as soon as he will push it here, maybe we can keep this down till 29, and then at this, in these 4 or 5 frames, he's going to push himself up. You see? So after pushing himself up, he's going to stay up a little bit till this frame, and then land at 43. I will make it a little bit down on 43, and he will go down till 49. Then up, and then down again on 57. So I almost worked on my up and down on my body in once, so that I don't have to worry about it again. So this will be our up and down in whole animation somehow, because we will change even more. So now we'll work on side to side, maybe front first. So we'll work on Z curve first. So I will be dealing with Z. Here, one thing, as he's pushing himself up, he will be pushing himself forward also, so I will keep him a little bit back at this point. Then he will be pushing himself suddenly to give him force. And sorry, even at frame 20 I will be I will keep it a little bit up, and I will do reverse roll. Maybe now I can move it down. Then down. So now as he's pushing himself ahead, we will again work on this. I will just smooth it out, the end. Yeah, I think I am okay with this. So now I will work on X. So let's see how it looks. It's very flat, so definitely it's going to look bad. So here in the beginning of the frame he